What's going on, y'all? So, Brother Eric here, Local 308, Boogeyman. We are finishing up a very long day. It started with an executive board meeting. And the executive board meeting, for those of you who don't know, that is a meeting of union officials who are elected, and I'm one of them. And we have our meeting where we discuss various things, various topics relating to the membership, and the union in general. So it's important, but what ends up happening is the meeting becomes a rubber stamp for the president and sometimes vice presidents and favored officers. Unfortunately, in today's meeting, not a single thing was said about the contract. We're talking about contract, the expired, soon-to-be expired contract, recently extended contract with the 4% penny raise. And I say pennies because that's pretty much what it amounts to when you add in various deductions that will be coming if you haven't got hit with it already. We're going to be spending $3,500 on a convention, and we're going to be looking for places for a Christmas party or a holiday party, and of course the summer party. There was a lot of contention between me and some of the officers, typical, and a lot of it comes down to disagreement with their approach. They talk about my approach. They don't like it, of course, because it's militant. But their approach is, well, let's just deal with the issue at hand. My approach is, well, can we deal with the root problem, the root cause? And when it comes to workers that are being fired because of attendance, absenteeism, that's what they call it, generally it's linked to working conditions. The fact that we don't have any paid leave that we can earn as a reward for working feeds the problem. Oh, I got the speaker on. Hang on. Hopefully, if you can't hear me, put a comment, please, if you can't hear the audio. So, when operators or frontline workers are assaulted, which is common, and an assault is not just someone spitting at you or hitting you or stabbing you or shooting you, but it's also threatening you, calling you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna rape you, whatever. It's a verbal assault, and these kinds of things shake up the mind. And the frontline workers, especially the train operators and the servicers and the janitors, get traumatized. And what the CTA will do is say, no, you're not going to get any time off to deal with the trauma. And then we say, yeah, they didn't do it. Well, why is that? And why can't they have some time off? It should be automatic that if you are in an altercation, you get paid time off. That's it.
and you're not punished. You don't lose anything for it. We got to take care of the workers, and it's just like, you know. And they'll call me names, they'll say stuff, and it's okay. That was what Corey Carr called me dumb. Mark Williams laughed at me. You know, I'm like, what's so funny that the people who are talking about someone who's being fired, and what's so funny about it? But I'm going to tell you something. When I speak up, when you speak up to elected people, so-called top officers, they're not on top of anything, okay? You're on top as the members, but you've been squashed down to the bottom. When you tell these officers, these so-called top officers, what you think, and when you call them out and you debate or argue for the members or argue for the truth that supports the members, they do bend. They do. You may not get the win that you want, but, you know, and generally, whenever there's a grievance, an issue, I immediately motion to arbitrate. And because I'm so despised by so many fellow officers, they immediately let it die. But then someone will ask a question. Well, so, Brother Mark or Penny, do you think, or Sister Anita, they keep calling our lawyer sister. She's not in the frickin' union. She doesn't pay dues. Why are you calling her that? My God. Sorry, you know, those of you do that, but you don't get it. But anyways, so they asked, is it possible that we can arbitrate this? And then he said, yeah, it actually is possible. And then he said, oh, okay, I motion to arbitrate. I just did it. I just did it. But it's because I did it, they say, no, we ain't going to do it. And they say, that's because he always wants to arbitrate everything. Yeah, I do. But it's based on the principle that we as a union have failed the membership. We as union leadership have failed the membership. So let's say you elect me and I win to be president in 2 years. All of the failures of the union leadership will be in my lap, and I must accept responsibility for the failures. So you, as a member, are right in saying this is wrong, and you are responsible for it. I can't just say, well, that was the other guy. I can't. I say, well, we got to fix it. We got to do something different. Quality of life. Quality of life. This, you know, these slogans, these corporate speak slogans, metrics, and all these weird words, onboarding, offboarding, and all these words they make up in the corporate world. We have become like that as union officials, as elected leadership of our union. And so there's a big deal about quality of life, and it is actually part of various proposals for the frontline operator. It says, essentially, you need to be paid for every minute you're on the clock. And Brother Carl, thank you, says that have the members seek medical attention after every assault, legal representation also. Yes. So the quality of life issue about making sure the operators, the frontline workers are paid for every minute on the clock, because really the operators, even on the bus side, really don't have a straight 8. In maintenance, as a repairer, a mechanic, we have 8, but it's really like 8.5 because of a lunch. So I'll work 6 in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon, not 6 in the morning to 2. But that lunch is off the clock. All right. So, but for the operators, it's different, and it's really kind of messy. Because I remember when I was on that side, and that's nice that we're going to push for this. Push, and we're going to ask, and we're going to keep saying, what about us? What about us? But see, what I wanted to say, and I had to leave because then I had to leave the executive board meeting that y'all elected me to be at to go represent a member who needed representation for sure, no doubt about it. And I had asked the president, could you please put this off? But I guess she wanted to do the vice president of maintenance a favor. But I couldn't stay for the whole meeting. So I'm like, I'm not going to drag this out. But I wanted to say that we're not going to get anything of quality of life without a fight. In a fight, Brother Mark and Sister Penny keep saying a fight is going in a meeting, a secret meeting with management and lawyers and stuff. It's not a fight. It's not a fight. It's not a union fight. It's an official fight. Sure, it's an official versus manager fight, but it's not a real fight. So I wanted to say we ain't going to get no good quality of life for the operators or anybody for that matter without a real fight, like a real union. You know, real unions fight. Like collective action. You know, I want to say what I want to say, but I can't say what I want to say. You know I can't say it. But whenever you and I talk to each other on the phone or directly, person to person, you know I say it. So this executive board meeting, and I dread these meetings. I just hate them. I don't even like being in that union office. And of course, my report, I don't give to them. I give it to you all. And by the way, I did finish it yesterday, and it'll be going out to the virtual union hall. So if you're registered, and I hope if you're not registered, you know, send me a message. I'll give you the link. I'll be giving you my report. But what I did pass on to the co-workers were three things. Number one, the anonymous threat I got to stop criticizing management or else. The Railroad Workers United Highball newsletter to try to encourage the board members to look at what other unions are doing when it's, as far as a militant fight. And I showed them a book about sexual harassment. And ironically, the topic was brought up about sexual harassment complaints are growing. And it's like, I just shared a book. And it's just like, and the book I had was written by union workers to help unions deal with the issue of sexual harassment. So whatever it is I bring of good to contribute, it doesn't make a damn difference, because the hatred, the dislike, the disdain for my message, especially revolutionary unionism, is so thick. They cannot accept any bit of goodness, anything of decency, anything that is useful when it comes from me. And that's okay, because they got nothing. They're not doing nothing but plugging up a sinking ship. The Amalgamated Transit Union, Local 308. It is sinking. Oh, we did get over 100 new members, but most of these are part-timers, new employees, second chance, CSA. And eventually they're going to say, my God, $80, $90, $100. The dues are going to be at $100, I think, if we keep this up, probably in another 2 years. These people aren't going to stay. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, you know, and it's, you know, I'm like, I want to see. I asked a member who's up there, and that's another thing they do. Oh, we have a member. You're fired or whatever. You got written up. You come into the union executive board meeting, and so we talk about your case before you come in, and then we call you in, and then the president or whoever asks you some questions that we already discussed. And I'm like, why are we asking these questions in this manner when it was already discussed? We could have had the person in here. But then as you listen to them, and as of course, I'd speak up too. And I'm saying, well, stuff like, well, what are we doing? These people it's all started with this person being assaulted. It's all started with this person being sick. We had a coworker who was taking care of a sick baby, and the baby died. The baby died. A single mom. CSA. You know what I mean? And it took me having to ask the question, well, how is the baby? Well, how's your child? He says, oh, he passed away. And I'm like, oh my God. Why are we even arguing about this? Why are we even debating about this? So, you all fellow officers and you who are loyalists of these bootlickers, hate me all you want. But I'm telling you the truth. It's not going to get better until we fight back. Until the members start organizing, start meeting together. You don't even have to meet at the union meeting, actually. You could just meet together. That's an authority right there. Because you're the authority. And you can then come to the membership meeting and take control of it democratically. You'll have me supporting you, that's for sure. You have me supporting you in the executive board meeting. We have issues with seniority, so I couldn't stay for that. I really wanted to be there for that, but I know they were happy I had to leave. It just makes me so mad. I mean, I'm elected, and President Penny just, whatever opportunity she can get to block me from serving you all and learning and experiencing what I need to do, she does it. But we had issues with seniority. And do you know what it's based on? It's based on being full-time temporary or part-time temporary. You wouldn't have we wouldn't have, I don't think, hardly any seniority issues to try to fix. We're going to defer it until we get more information, or we're going to try to get more information. Kick it down, kick it down, kick it down, or just deny it. But we wouldn't have it if everyone was full-time. I even said that to a point with someone who was terminated. I said to the board, we wouldn't have this issue if all the jobs were full-time. You got someone who's an operator, been assaulted, and it's just, I can't do it. I'm injured, I got this. Okay. You can go to do a different job at full-time. And then it became to the point, well, we really can't go to janitor or servicer now if you're a CRO. Because of what? P10. Oh my God! This was the argument from Brother Mark. God bless him. So we blaming the part-timers now. It's the P10s. Now that the full-timers who are burned out and pissed off from being assaulted can't go down to something like service or go over to janitor because of the P10s. The people in the P10, paragraph 10 of Article 3 in the contract. It's just sad. It's just always an obstacle. And the problem is because we don't have full-time jobs for all. Quality of life for operators. Simple solution. 2-person crews. Oh, well, we can. quality of life. No, we're going to have to do 3 trippers on the blue line. But we hired all these people. Yep, nope. And sorry, we're not going to have a towerman at the terminals on the elevators. We're going to make the switchman go walk up there. Two-person cruise. Simple. Simple. Well, we don't want the person who's in the middle of the train to get assaulted. Seal the motor cab door. That's what they do in New York. You go from your A car and your B car, right? So when you're on island, when you have island platforms, you're in the B car. When you have to change to a side platform, you got to go to the A car. That's what they do. Let the operator operate the train, watch the right of way, watch for door relay, boom, take off. Let the conductor operate the doors, deal with PIUs. Oh, we got a pink iPhone in the 8th car. Operator keeps moving. Moving that train, and the conductor says, I'm on my way. Simple. Oh, we got a door relay. We got a door will not open. 7th car, 6th car. Rush hour, no problem. Other person goes and cuts it out. Operator keeps moving. Keeps moving. They get there on time. So if you want to have your trippers, you want to have whatever it is, you want to have more trips or whatever, it's easier to accomplish. You can handle delays with a 2-person crew. Simple. They don't want to do it, right? Sit there is not going to do it. Of course they're not going to do it. They're not going to do anything. They don't want to do anything. You got to make them do it. How do you make them do it? You organize and you help the members fight. It was brought up in the executive board meeting about the secret agreement to pay the display shop workers 3 hours more for their days for going over to Rosemont. Okay, cool. Was there a reason why we couldn't have included those workers in that agreement? Because they were blowing up my phone when the day before it happened. They had no idea what was happening. I had no idea what was happening. The management wasn't answering me. The union president and vice president wasn't answering me. They want to know, what's the secret? Why is it a secret? Why is everything such a goddamn secret at Local 308? Well, we don't like your approach, so we're going to keep it secret from you, because you might tell people and put it on social media. In other words, I might tell people what's going on with their job and their union when they ask me the question. So when I become president, y'all going to know everything. You want to talk to management about it? Go ahead. I wish you wouldn't, but if that's what you feel you need to do, you're going to do it. But if we find out you're doing it, we're going to call you to account and fine you for it. What's the fine? It says in the bylaws it's $5. So you'll pay the fine, no problem. What's the big deal? But we got to tell the members what the hell's going on. I'm doing that in the virtual union hall. You got to be registered. You can't even look, even though you're registered, you can't even look at a video of our virtual union hall meetings without me confirming that you are who you are to see it. So it's easy to do with modern technology. You could have virtual attendance to all your union meetings, your membership meetings, your executive board meetings. The members who have a case that are coming before the executive board should be able to be there for the whole executive board meeting if they choose to, and they should hear us deliberating and debating and talking about their case. Because as soon as you leave the room, dear member, they're talking crap about you. They're talking all kind of crap, crack and jokes. I'm disgusted. And I've worked with some of y'all, and we talked about the corruption, and now you acting corrupt too. What the hell's your problem? I mean, your union dues paid for me to be off work. I didn't have to work today. What a privilege. I mean, think about it. I didn't have to deal with the freaking mismanagers. I didn't have to worry about being random dropped and dealing with, I don't necessarily have to worry about it, but it sucks to have to wait after work to pee in a cup or whatever they're going to do. I don't have to worry about being written up on lunch on my phone. It's a privilege to be a union officer. What the hell is wrong with you other officers? Even Penny and Mark and Cleve. Why are you such a sourpuss, grumpy, boss talking? Just why do you do that? You are so lucky to be off work, off CTA time, off property, making more money than you'd be paid on CTA time. And you figure out all kind of ways to not help the members fight for what they need. And then you spend your time going off on me because I'm voting yes to arbitrate on something that they didn't need to be written up or fired about in the first place. If we were fighting and organizing like a real union, you are so lucky to be off work. It's a stressful job. It's a stressful job. It's stressful. It's not as stressful as working at the Chicago Transit Authority, and you know it. You know it. Because guess what? If you're sick today or tomorrow, union officer, full-time union officer, you can stay home. Nobody's going to know about it. Nobody's going to know about it. You're not going to be written up. We had Deborah Lane do it all the time, whether she was sick or not. And she still wasn't signing people up. And guess what? You got members now complaining about all these back dues being stolen from their checks by us, the union officials, Local 308, because she didn't do her job. So we're punishing the members for back dues. It wouldn't have been a problem if y'all didn't fight me when I put charges on her. And y'all could have put charges on her to have her removed. It's ridiculous. I like when I'm off work on a union day. I put in easily 9 or 10 hours, plus travel. But I enjoy it. I like working with y'all. I like visiting with you at your shops, your terminals, wherever you're at. I do like going to work too, but it's a great privilege. So I thank you all, those of you who elected me to be in this position. It is a great, 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 great privilege. And that is why I unconditionally defend you. Because you pay me to help you. And even if I'm wrong, and you point it out, I'll say I apologize. But even though I could be wrong, I'm still going to figure out, there's got to be a way to unconditionally defend you. And there always is. There always is. Because there's hardly a damn thing that you could do wrong that you deserve to be fired at the CTA. Drug testing is starting to increase. But what about for the managers and coordinators? Are their drug testing being increased? No. But why are we getting tripped up with drugs? You know why? We're stressed out. Stressed out, overworked, underpaid. And that's why people use drugs. People don't use drugs because they just, hey man, I think I'm going to use drugs today. I think I'm going to get high today. No, they say, I feel terrible today. I'm in pain today. I'm suffering today. And that's why they use the drugs. They self-medicate. So if we don't... Okay, I'm reconnected. Don't you know that if we fight like a real union for full-time jobs for all, two-person crews, brick and mortar bathrooms, proper tools and equipment, if we have things like that, do you realize how happy the CTA workers will be? They'd be like, drugs? Alcohol? You won't even want to get drunk. You'll be so happy. You'll be so high. But we got to fight for that. We got to help the members as union officials. Not find ways to not help them. We got to find the root causes of the problems. And I guarantee you it's CTA mismanagement. Cheap. Cheap people. Cheap. Emotional. Insecure. They get on me, they say, Brother Eric, you're too emotional. You have to think about the rules in black and white. Oh, did you say that to the manager? They wrote this person up? On BS? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That manager's all in their feelings. And you're telling me, hey, Eric, calm down. We're going to call the cops. We're going to kick you out. We're going to put charges on you. I say, y'all need nothing but a bunch of managers. That's what I said today. It's a bunch of managers in here. Yeah, Eric, oh. Just called the frickin' cops and dragged me out. Y'all concerned about being so fair and diplomatic, and we must not be in our feelings. We must be rational and fair and just. Oh, but you're not like that to the managers. I mean, you're not like that to you're not like that to the workers. You like that for the managers. No matter what they do to us, ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous. I mean, they're just in a bad mood. They're like, hey, bark, woof, 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 and someone says woof, woof, and they say, writing you up here, gross misconduct. You're on a CCI, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They reconnect. I hear about system picks and section picks, and who knows what they're going to do. They just do whatever the hell they want to do. I know a lot of y'all want a system pick and maintenance. We hear stuff. I don't know what's going on, because nobody tells me. What they going to do when I'm president, right? We can't tell them. We can't tell them. Go ahead, y'all keep that attitude up. You got plenty of unfair labor practice charges piling up. And once that happens, a good president will organize an unfair labor practice strike. A bootlicking president will make excuses why we can't fight the employer. Let's email the manager, tell him we need such and such and so we can put it on the record. Fine. But how many years has it been where the management is doing the same old crap? So how many more emails do we need? How much more of a paper trail do we need before we finally say enough is enough? What are we waiting for? Somebody tell me. I love paper trail. Paper trail. Court. I got 2 more court dates with CTA mismanagers. I'm looking forward to it. But at what point are we as union officials going to stand up for what's right? I mean, I'm sitting there telling all the fellow officers, the president and vice president, that I am getting threats. Anonymous threats to stop criticizing management. And they say nothing. So now you want people to run for office and they see that even the president doesn't give a damn? They're not going to run for office. Why should they? I mean, me, I expect it. I like to fight. I like it. I love it. They say I'm a little man. I am very small. I'm very short, barely 140 pounds. okay? That's why I do judo. I'm always the smallest one, but boy, if you can get that opponent with a good foot sweep, you can bring down a 300-pound man easy, fast. But not everybody's like that. A lot of people just, they don't want to be so uncomfortable. They don't want to be choked out and pinned and arm locked. They just don't like it. But y'all got to, understand that the president and the vice president, if they are not standing up for the executive board members that are being threatened for criticizing management, don't complain if nobody wants to be a union officer. Or even a steward for that matter. But keep threatening me. Whoever this is that's threatening me, keep it up. I mean, I think I even texted you back and said, coward, what else you got? Come to my house. Come. Go ahead. Threaten me there. Threaten my family, too. But I know there's a God. I'm going to get yours. And when you pull that gun on me, I hope it's pointed the right way when you pull the trigger. Well, we'll wrap up on that. Just about home. I thank you for listening to my little rant. And I'm running for president. I'm running. Because I can't do a damn thing in this position. I can't do nothing. Nothing. But I know as your president, we can do a lot. And we're giving the union back to you. Every single one of you. Local 308, the union is coming back to you, the members. If I'm president, I swear on it. You may not like it, because you're going to have to participate. And if you don't participate, it's just going to be a few people. But I think enough of y'all will participate to make a difference, and that's all we need. A core group to inspire the others. We'll take control of our union. We'll strike fear in the hearts of the CTA terrorist regime and liberate ourselves and get what we deserve. Take what we deserve. Because the way it is now, I guarantee you keep electing these business unionists, these people who care more about relationships with management, we're not going to win a damn thing, I swear to you. Eventually, we're not even going to have a